How's it going, everyone? AFC Finners. We're back in Yorkshire. It'll be my third ground in this lovely county, but it's a very special day. Why is that, Tom?
Is it?
Oh, for fuck's sake! It's my 100th ground.
Oh right, yeah.
I thought of a better one.
What was your better answer?
420.
Blaze it. Yes, it is ground number 100 for me. We are up north because we're flying out to Rome from Liverpool on Monday. Had a few options, but the selfish EFL decided to move the Blackburn game. But I'm not complaining. Huddersfield is one always wanted to do. They're a really likeable club, and it'd be interesting to see. It's obviously got a really good history, as you'll see. But yeah, we're back in Yorkshire, and it's going to be a fun day. It's a very big day for the club, as they are in the relegation zone. Birmingham are 1 point ahead of them. And there's only a few games left, so it's vital that Huddersfield get a win today against Swansea. It's a sad fall from grace for them. They also in the Premier League a couple of years ago reached the playoff final. Hopefully they can survive and build back stronger. But it's a big day. It could be a defining day in the relegation race in the Championship. And there it is, on the top of the hill, the John Smith Stadium. Respect from a Budweiser fan.
I'm getting good vibes because the area around John Smith, it feels like the practice arena from FIFA 13. And as we know, that was legendary.
That was legendary. He knows it well. It's nice surroundings, to be fair. I love the stand names in the EFL. Magic Rock Brewing. What makes the rock magic, lads?
No idea.
Whoa, 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 it's magic.
Could you get a picture?
Let's have a look inside the club shop. Hi Herbert. There you go, pin badge, £3, and with today's match ticket we'll get 25% off. My maths is terrible, but I get a pin badge for less than £3, not bad. Oh look, there's terriers.
That's a seal.
That is a seal. I'm missing Bellini, so it'd be nice to see some terriers today.
How can I tell you this?
There you go, $5.50 overall for a programme and a badge, not bad. Sadly a discount didn't apply for a programme, but can't complain. Let's keep wandering. So you can see behind me they've got something like, if you remember my Port Vale vlog, little homemade cake section, Lily's baked cakes. I did a Port Vale, got the school cake, can't resist those. $2.75, let's give it a try. Oh, that's good. That takes me back. Delicious, thick, perfect icing. Check out Lily's cakes. Oh yeah, boys. Oh. Come on, Luke. Oh, goal!
No, off the post.
Oh no. Does this count as a tick?
Revisit required. This game's impossible.
Bloody hell. Gareth Southgate ball.
Oh!
Oh!
Did that go in?
Goal line technology.
No. What are you aiming for, Luke?
Aim between your legs.
Pass it! Stop hogging the ball. There! Goal! Oh!
This game's impossible.
Gets the free kick. Look at this.
He doesn't get the free kick.
Game on the
He's
telly.
free kick.
Lovely fans
He knows exactly.
What do you think the cakes, boys? Oh, he's a very happy man.
Heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth. See, I was right about food. Look at that. The great mural to when Huddersfield won the league 3 years in a row. The man, the myth, the legend, Herbert Chapman. One of the great managers of English football. You love to see stuff like this. All right, boys, we enjoyed that mural, didn't we?
Yes.
What's the problem? Tell me what the problem is.
You know that song by the Proclaimers? And I
What letter from America?
500 miles. It's bloody ages away, Finlay.
It was 5 minutes. God, you're so
Finlay, we
needy.
missed the game.
What game? Back to the stadium. So we're about to go inside ground number 100, but before we do, let's find out a bit about today's hosts, Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield Town were founded in 1908 and in the aim of getting to a football league, hired legendary architect Archibald Leach to transform their ground Leeds Road into one fit for the Football League. Upon completion of the works in 1911, they were admitted to the Football League. They suffered financial hardship going into the First World War, but the 1920s would certainly be a roaring decade for the Terriers. They nearly had to move to Ellen Road and sell off the land Leeds Road was on to cover their debts, but in 1920 they reached the FA Cup final and reached the First Division for the first time, and things were soon to get even better. The legendary Herbert Chapman was appointed manager in 1921 and would soon revolutionise the club. He was an innovator, having full say over transfers and team selection, and also having tactical knowledge, scouting networks and training regimes years ahead of his time. He brought in Clem Stevenson from Aston Villa, who would go on to be club captain, and the young George Brown, who would go on to become the club's all-time top scorer. Despite battling against relegation for much of his first season in charge, Chapman guided the Terriers to cup glory as they defeated Preston North End 1-0 to win the FA Cup for the first ever time. It was the dawn of a golden era. The funds generated from this victory helped Chapman strengthen his squad, and in 1924 they won the First Division for the first time. They finished level on points with Cardiff City, and only finished ahead of them with a goal average of 0.024. They retained the league the next year, but they would lose their main man, with Herbert Chapman leaving to take the job at Arsenal. He was replaced by Cecil Potter, but the club's success will continue as he guides them to a third consecutive top-flight title. They could have made it 4 in a row, but ultimately lost out to Newcastle, and in 1928 suffered further misfortune, finishing runners-up in the First Division and losing the FA Cup final. Herbert Chapman came back to haunt Huddersfield when his Arsenal side defeated them in the 1930 FA Cup final, and Clem Stevenson would guide the Terriers to a further FA Cup final in 1938, where they faced Preston in the first final to be broadcast on television. Huddersfield lost 1-0 to a side containing their future manager, Bill Shankly. Their fortunes faltered after World War II, with them being relegated in 1952, but they gained immediate promotion. They were relegated again in 1956, and Bill Shankly would take charge. He had helped bring future Ballon d'Or winner Dennis Law and future World Cup winner Ray Wilson through the ranks. During his tenure, he oversaw a dramatic 7-6 defeat to Charlton Athletic, and also guided them to a 5-0 win over Liverpool. This game played a part in Liverpool appointing Shankly as manager, and Shankly, having strained relations with the Huddersfield board, left to take up the reins at Anfield in 1959. The sale of Dennis Law in 1961 allowed the club to invest in floodlights at Leeds Road, and they remained in the second division until 1970, when they won the title, but experienced a disastrous set of relegations soon after that saw them all the way down in the 4th tier by 1975. They won the 4th division in 1980, netting 101 goals along the way, and the 3rd place finish took them to a 2nd tier in 1983. They were relegated back to the 3rd tier in 1988. They moved home in 1994 to the Kirklees Stadium, where they play to this day, and celebrated in style, with Neil Warnock guiding them to a 2-1 victory over Bristol Rovers in the playoff final. The early 2000s saw them with debts of around 20 million, with players going unpaid for months, and manager Mick Wadsworth sacked, then reinstated as manager as they could not afford the compensation fee. They entered both the 4th tier and administration, but were saved when Ken Davey purchased the club. Despite starting the season with only 4 senior players, they won the playoffs to return to 3rd tier. Lee Clark guided them to consecutive playoff campaigns, as well as 43 games unbeaten, excluding the playoffs, but couldn't get them over the line and was sacked in 2012. Simon Grayson, however, could get them over the line and defeated Sheffield United in a dramatic penalty shootout at Wembley to seal promotion for the Terriers. David Wagner took over in 2015 and, influenced by his former colleague Jurgen Klopp, built a gegenpressing system in the side, and he would get them to the playoffs in 2017 despite having a negative goal difference. They defeated Sheffield Wednesday and then defeated Reading on penalties in the final to become a Premier League team for the first time. They started the next season well, but were soon battling relegation, narrowly staying up by finishing in 16th. With the club playing poorly, Wagner left the next season, and they finished in 20th place. They reached the playoff final in 2022, but lost to Nottingham Forest, and they were taken over by an unnamed group from North America the next year. Their fortunes have been unfavourable in recent times, with them currently immersed in a tense battle against relegation from the Championship. Overall, they have won 1 4th Division title, 1 2nd Division title, 3 top-flight titles, and 1 FA Cup. And a bit of trivia, Huddersfield Town were the first ever club to score directly from a corner, and Billy Smith did so against Arsenal in 1924. So those are our hosts, Huddersfield Town. Let's have a look inside their home, Kirklees Stadium. We arrive, Joy Division are playing, life is good. You alright, Tom?
I will be.
Are you knackered?
Yeah.
Why are you knackered?
You're knackered.
Oh, look at that. That's good stuff. Welcome to Huddersfield. Okay, so about 4.50. Hope to get a vegan sausage roll, but they said they weren't doing them today despite them being on the menu. But let's give this a try. Very good, nice and hot, nice and crispy, good texture of cheese and stuff. What you got, Luke? Big hot dog.
Una hot dog.
That's huge. Alright, time to go to our seats. This in the club programme, you have to guess what team that is. I'm going to go Forest Green under 16s.
That's Celtic, isn't it?
Kaiserslautern.
Oh dear. Buzz off.
We need you! You're Huddersfield Town! Please welcome in goal. He is number 1, Lee Nicholl. Number 4, Matty Pinson. We're Elmont.
Here we go. Midway through the first half, Huddersfield have been a dominant team, but nothing concrete come through yet. I think they can keep up this momentum, hopefully they can break through soon, but they're certainly putting up a good fight and not going down without a battle. It's still 0-0.
Seem the more energetic side.
Certainly. Right, Tom? Half time at the John Smith Stadium. Huddersfield just haven't been able to make that breakthrough, and you can feel them starting to crack up at the end of half, running out of ideas. It's been a poor refereeing performance, but Huddersfield just haven't been able to break through. There's no end product, and whenever they get the ball, they just don't seem to be able to get anyone up there. I saw one have the ball out wide just without enough support, so it's no wonder they haven't scored. But it seems like they're just starting to break, their mentality suffering, and the crowd is starting to get a bit angsty. It could be a tricky second half, but as it stands, it's still 0-0.
Right, so these two here, they're running laps of the pitch to raise money for local children's hospitals. This is their second lap, they've been bossing it. Pop a link in the description if you want today. Go on, lads.
Hope you have a great day.
Midway through second half, it remains 0-0. Huddersfield has shown a bit more urgency and made triple sub, but it's very, very stalemate. I think this could well finish 0-0. You never know, Swansea have a corner. Yep.
Minute goal scorer, number 10, Jamal Lowe.
72 minutes on the clock, and it's the Swans who strike first. Jamal Lowe broke through. Huddersfield just had a lot of momentum, but they've blown away chances, and Swansea have punished them for not taking. He's curled it in 1-0, and might be it gone for Huddersfield. Swansea sealed the 3 points. Rushworth, the goalie, hit one of the best long kicks I've ever seen. It was controlled brilliantly by Timon. He squared it across goal, and it's been tapped in. Huddersfield punished, and I think it's fair to Swansea. They've not had many chances, but they've taken them, and that's why they'll take 3 points today. Huddersfield in big trouble, 2-0.
The Terriers leave, and this is now the Swans' turn.
9 minutes to be added, at least 9 more minutes.
The poor Terriers. I think the Terriers need a treat. It was just spineless defending. There was nobody in the box, and Jerry Yates has slid it in for a third. It's a disgrace. The heads are dropped, and there's 9 more minutes. Oh dear. Only moments ago I said to Luke, I reckon they'll get another. Unfortunately for the home side, I was right.
That's so open.
I know, it's mad. As you see, Liam Walsh has got the 4th. He had the ball, curled it into the top corner, beautiful goal, but it's just painful to watch now. And there's still 6 minutes of added time to go. They could get a 5th.
18,935 at the gate this afternoon at the John Smith Stadium. Safe journey home to South Wales to the 433 who made the journey from Swansea. Thanks to today's match sponsors.
It's a weird day. It's funny how about 60 odd minutes I was saying it could be 0-0, but that was a shameful performance by Huddersfield. They showed fight but no urgency in the first half. They had chances, but they just seemed to be waiting around for them. And we're like, oh, we won't score this, so it's fine. It's like, mate, you're in a relegation battle, you need to win. And they were punished for not showing the urgency. So I think the scoreline didn't seem to deserve the points, but overall I think it is fair. Huddersfield didn't take their chances and Swansea punished them for it. So 4-0, that could be Huddersfield on their way to League One. You never know, but with performances like that, you're not going to stay up. Full time, Huddersfield 0, Swansea 4. So that was John Smith Stadium grounds, number 100 for me, and it's a massive pity because Huddersfield fans are so pleasant, so welcoming, and I'll tell you more about it in the ratings, but I think we chose really well for ground number 100. There's such a lovely group of people, a really nice team, but it's just such a shame that that was the result they got for it, because they tried so hard to get behind the team, and a performance like that just wasn't what the fans deserved. And I really hope, it seems like maybe relegation is a foregone conclusion now, but hopefully we can have a positive season next campaign and turn things around. But yeah, we fly out to Rome on Monday. We'll be doing the National Football Museum for a 3rd time tomorrow, and some very special games next week. So we're going to head to our hotel now, which is by Oldham, so we're going to have a walk around the outside of their stadium. But thank you to Maldo, thank you Luciano for helping me get to 100 grounds. It's amazing to have the privilege to tick so many off, and hopefully soon I'll get to 200. Thank you to everyone who's got me this point. Time to rate the experience at grounds number 100. So I'm recording this in the hotel room with Maldo and Luciano. We're staying in Oldham, just had a brief look outside Oldham Stadium. So we will start off with the welcome boys. I think you'll both be in agreement with me that they knocked it out of the park with that. Every single person we spoke to was so lovely. When we got there, there's a huge fan zone, and the things they set up for the fans, like those little ball games, the big fan zone where everyone was together watching a game, they really made an effort to go above and beyond to make it a huge match day experience and not just about the game. I really respect that. There's so much effort, there's so much care and pride towards the fans. I really respect that. It's such a good experience. And like, there was someone sat next to Tom who found out we were going to Rome, so like giving him loads of tips for there. There was someone near me actually, someone from Shanghai, goes to Union Leeds. He decided to come to a Huddersfield game for the first time, and a Huddersfield fan next to him was telling him all about the club. So they really do welcome outsiders with open arms, and I really appreciate that.
It's a very positive atmosphere as well, when as a fan base they would have had every right not to be. Yeah,
exactly. Considering the result, there's so much thought put and care put into the welcome. I think they knocked it out of the park. I'll probably give the welcome a 9.5 out of 10. Food and drink, they did quite well with this one too, I think. The only downside I would say is when we got into the club, they had like a big list, and the options there were really good variety-wise, like a bunch of pies, but there are a few different vegetarian options. I also a vegan sausage roll, but then they just immediately went, oh yeah, we're not doing that today. And it's like, well, don't have it on the menu. Like, it's not much to just either put up like a sign saying, sorry, vegan sausage roll unavailable, or just cover it up. That did tick me off a little bit. But like, at least there were other options like cheese and onion pasty and the bargies. And cheese and onion pasty I had really did a good job. It was like It was crunchy but blended in with the cheese well. So I think it's good quality food. And those cakes, Tom and Luke were both in agreement with me. They were special. I think they weren't quite as good as those Port Vale ones, but like, again, it's like connecting with local businesses, how friendly the people working at that cake store were. I really like that. Just rather than just getting some store-bought cookie cutter stuff, they've gone out of the way to support local businesses, and those cakes are delicious. So much variety, so much available. It's really well thought out, and I think it's a good quality too. So I'll probably give the food and drink a 9 out of 10. Atmosphere, it was such a shame how the game turned out for them, because they really did try to get behind the team. And it was only like the second half when things started to get sour, but they tried so hard to encourage the players, but just got nothing in return. I felt so bad for them. They deserve better than that. But, you know, considering it's a club that I thought might be in the shadow of rugby league a bit, I was definitely proven wrong with that. They definitely really care about that club. It's just a shame that their loyalty was unrewarded. But yeah, they really got behind the team. There was a good atmosphere. They knew how to cheer the team on. Didn't really go too flat until it was like 4-0, but to be honest, half the people had left the stadium, and I don't blame people for giving up at that point. So I think, yeah, it was a pretty decent atmosphere, and considering a lot of the ones we've encountered in the Championship recently have been disappointing, I think this one was pleasantly, surprisingly good. So I'll probably give the atmosphere an 8 out of 10. Stadium, it's definitely one of the most unique ones I've seen in the Football League. Like, such an interesting location, and like, well planned. I like that it's sort of 4 stands are like mirrors of each other, the sort of loop. But yeah, the location's really cool. It's like by lots of places, but it's also a little bit of countryside. But like, considering it's not that old of a stadium, they've definitely made sure it's not soulless. It has a lot of the club's identity. They take a lot of care and pride in looking after it. And nothing was really run down at all. It seemed like everywhere you went, it was a good view. And yeah, inside there's plenty of places to get food, plenty of toilets. It's very well thought out. So I think it's a very good stadium. The only downside was having to go up loads of flights of stairs, but it's not the end of the world, unless you're Tom. You loved those stairs, didn't you?
Oh my God.
I didn't stop moaning throughout. But yeah, I think it's a really good stadium, really good place to watch football. Honestly, don't really have too much negative to say about it, so I'll probably give it an 8 out of 10. And finally, value for money. I also thought was quite good for this level, because some clubs in the Championship, especially ones that might have been recently in the Premier League, that can really take the mick with their prices, is about 27 quid, which I also think is a bit more than, obviously I abdicate the 20's plenty thing. Again, considering what you were seeing club recently in the Premier League, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't something I was going to lose sleep overpaying, and everything else didn't put me out of pocket. The fact that they did the 25% discount was really good. So obviously got a pin badge for less than 3 quid. Me and Tom were delighted with that. Programme was only 3 quid, £2.50 for the cake, and about £4.50 for the pasty. Overall, it was, yeah, value for money was fine. It hasn't put me out of pocket, and I definitely received a good day in return for what I spend. So I don't have too much to complain about for the value for money. I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. So good ratings all round for Huddersfield. It's definitely been a wise choice to ground number 100. Thank you again to everyone who's been able to get me to that number. It really does mean a lot. I remember for so much of my life wanting to do ground hopping consistently and never doing it too much. But now, thanks to Tom and all of you guys, I've been able to do so many. And it's amazing. It really makes me happy that I've been able to do all this. On to next 100. But thank you, Huddersfield. I really hope that you can turn things around and have a positive season, because you've been so welcoming. You generally can't say enough nice things about you. I've really enjoyed my time today, and I would definitely be more than happy to come back. Hopefully, if/when I do, you'll have a more positive result. Thank you all for watching. I've been AFC Finners. If you'd like to see more days out like this, you can check out my Patreon in the description. You can support it for as little as £1 a month to help fund days out like this. See you next time, and stick with us as we go ground to ground. AFC Finners out.